Hi, welcome to Art in Africa. What do I have on my face? Can anybody tell me?
A mask?
What kind of mask? Today we're going to learn about African masks. This is actually called a tribal mask. And we will explore different parts of Africa and their tribes. And we will create masks worn by the tribes. So originally I had my real mask that I got in New York City. And I love the course of art in Africa. I'll show you my book later. But I was in New York, standing in line waiting to go to a play. I saw this man from Africa. He had African clothing on. He had a little cart and he was pushing it. And I saw this beautiful mask all the way across the street. I could tell that it was totally carved out of wood, that it was actually a real mask that someone wore during a ceremony or a special dance. So I ran over, my husband went into the show, I got the mask, I was so happy with it. I brought it home and I've been researching her forever. It looks like a woman. They tend to have slender noses, a lot of the African masks. They're basically worn by men, but they're feminine faces. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So tribal masks are used to represent the spirits of the ancestors. I started to tell you that, to control the forces of good and evil. And the African mask should be seen as part of the ceremony costume. Kylie, you want to read some of this for me? So this is part of the costume, the mask, but then they have these really elaborate outfits that they wear.
They are used in religious and social events to represent the spirits of ancestors or to control the good and evil forces in the community. They come to life possessed by their spirit in the performance of the dance and are enchanted by the music, color, and atmosphere of the occasion. Some combine human and animal features to unite man with his natural environment. This bond with nature and the spirit world is of great importance to many tribal cultures, and through the ages, masks have always been used to express this relationship.
Correct. So can anyone tell me what they see in this particular mask that stands out? Hannah?
There's like colorful things around the mask.
Yeah, it looks like feathers, right? And how about the mask itself? What does it kind of look like? It doesn't look like a regular masquerade mask or anything, right? What would you say, Kylie?
It kind of looks like it has ears, like at the top.
Yeah, it's got a lot of texture in there, right? So we're going to revisit that because the answer's in here. So the doggone mask, ceremonial costumes, that's the same mask that we just looked at. So this tribe's called the doggone. And it kind of, Gav, what do you think? That mask, what do you think about that mask?
It's interesting. It's very artistic.
No, I'm talking about the functionality of it. What do you think? Does anybody have any idea? Well, to me it looks like a helmet kind of a mask, doesn't it? Because it's real big and thick and it looks like he's like a warrior. So some groups like the doggone people of Mali possess several masks, each with its own function. The doggone are governed by three main religious orders: the Allah cult of the dead, and the Bini cult of the ancestors, and the Libi cult of nature. Okay, so So when we think about African art, mostly all the African art that we look at, it's all about pattern and symmetry, symbolism, and cultural significance. So we have a lot of patterns going on in here and a lot of texture over here. There's my mask. So this is what my mask looks like, just like this. And when you put it up on your face, you can still smell the soot and the fire in it. Okay, so texture. Highly polished surface suggests beauty, rough, dirty surface, fear and evil, skilled craftsmanship, fine detail, and the quality of finish are the great importance to the artist. Shape African masks take on many forms. So masks can be grouped in 3 forms. I told you one of them, right? Which one?
The helmet mask?
Yes. And the other 2 is a headdress. And what's the third one?
A face mask.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. What patterns and textures do you see? What colors do you see in these 3 masks? Yes, Kylie.
Well, in all of them, they're like either red or brown.
True. These look like they're wood masks. Do you notice the noses, how they're so elongated? They try to take on that feminine kind of appeal. Okay, so we're going to talk about pattern because a lot of the African masks and even the clothing is pattern, pattern, pattern. It's mostly geometric patterns. Some patterns are often used as a form of coding information, kind of like a tattoo, where it's sort of like a code, a symbolism type thing so that they're recognized throughout their tribe.
Equal in shape and size.
Yeah, look at the one side of the face and look at the other. They're like totally alike, correct? Yes, so you'll see a lot of that in African masks. You never really see too much of them where one side's not the same as the other. Symbolism. So this is an African tribe. Masks may symbolize spirits of the dead, the totem animals, and the other supernatural forces. During the performance, the masked masquerader transforms into spirit or entity represented by the mask. The transformation of the mask wearer's identity is reinforced through song and dance. Now, so we are doing a 3-part lesson, and when we get to the 3rd lesson, we're going to do a dance. We're going to wear our costumes. So we're on day 1. And that's the mask that we're going to make. Look at them all. So you're going to choose one of these masks to create. We explore symbolism and about the animals and about the feminine faces. So you're going to pick one and you are going to create. Along with each one of these masks, I have all the background knowledge for you to read. It's only a short paragraph. It tells you a little bit about where they're from, the tribes, and you know, what they're known for. And I would like, at the end of the lesson, I would like you to write a reflection. What I want you to do is, I want you to create all those textures and designs that I talked about and the symmetry in the face. And feel free to add feathers, like if you saw in the video, there was some feathers and there was a lot of beads and shells. So let me get started and I'll show you how to use the fabric paint. I'm sure a lot of you know how, but we'll go over it again. Okay, so pull these out of the way. So you're going to set your screen here. If your screen feels like it's moving around, we have tape over there. If you're comfortable about having a piece of tape there, we'll put tape on there. It doesn't move too much because we have a cotton surface under here. So let me start with a color. I'll take purple. Okay, so one of the things with fabric paint, puffy paint, whatever you like to call it, it has to, yep, see it's coming out already. It has to have a little shake to it because you can get air bubbles in it. So what I'm going to do, if you don't want to use the fabric paint to draw the outline of your mask, you could use some of the markers. There's Sharpies. So what you're going to do is, like I said, you're going to shake it a little bit, and you're just going to gradually let it flow out, just like you were decorating a cake. Just try to keep the control. There you go. And then, like I said, you could put some, well, we have glitter here. Oh, nah. What should I put on there? Somebody help me out here. Yes, beads. So just put anything we have raffia, we have feathers, we have all types of yarn. So you just put it on there and let it dry. Now what's going to happen is, when that dries, where's the mask that I had on when I came in? Oh, could you hand that to me, Kylie? So when it dries, you're just going to peel it off. And then our third day, and then we're going to trim it. Like, I didn't trim this yet, but you can see like there's like a little bit of screening there, right? And it gives, I didn't cut the eyes open, and I didn't, so, so yeah, so then I want you to trim around it, and then tomorrow, or next week when I see you again, we are going to put the structure on the back of it, so we're going to be gluing cardstock to it, okay? So let me see what you guys can do. Get started. A mask that I have that has that long, thin nose. Okay, so you want to put this over top. This is Silky's. Same thing, same as the, this one though is, you can just dissolve that in water, and then your mask goes on top. There you go. Do you need tape? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. How are you, Gavin?
I'm good.
Okay. Boy, Gavin, you're such a speed drawer. Faster than me. You really have really great control. What is your mask called?
The ball mask.
Oh, okay. What jumps out to you? Why did you select this one?
I just like because it has a bunch of shapes in it. I guess it's
Yeah.
different than other masks.
Yeah, a lot of geometric shapes. Okay. Look how great that looks. Very nice. It's kind of small though. But you know, some of the African, I saw them in some of the tribes where they had these really tiny masks on these big faces. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what Miss Kylie's doing. Kylie, tell me something about, oh, look at the mouth. They had pronounced mouths, a lot of the masks.
Mine's the Palma mask.
Yeah, do you remember in the video where I told you a lot of the masks look feminine, but there's actually men behind the mask. There's not too many women in the tribes. There's only like 1 or 2 tribes that I can think of where there's women.
Yeah, this one actually is supposed to like idolize the women's beauty. And
Oh, so there's a lot of symbolism with this. Okay. Sophia, those eyes are fierce. And what is your mask called?
The Dan mask.
The Dan mask. And why did you choose this mask?
Because I like how the nose has a bunch of different shapes on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And your mask looks like a key. What does it look like to you?
I just thought it kind of like looks like. I just guess it looks like a key too.
Yeah. So this detail in here is going to be really, you're really going to have to control your hand when you go in there. But that's good for you, though, to learn control. And there's a lot of geometric shapes in there. Okay. Well, I think a lot of you grasped the assignment. And like I said, at the end of the period, I would like you to write a reflection on what you learned today, whether it's texture, symmetry, pattern, the social significance. I would like you to, write something on a piece of paper and turn it in.